Hannah from Fanciful Spaces doing a video for Kat Scrappiness. I am reviewing the Kat Scrappiness Chocolate Lovers card kit that Kat Scrappiness recently released. I have made 12 cards out of the kit that I'm going to show you today. In addition, I'm going to talk to you about some of the steps that I took on some of the cards and talk to you about the products that I used. So let's get started. The first card that I used was fairly simple. It's just using the pattern paper that came with the kit from Pebbles, as well as utilizing some of the die cuts from Pebbles that match the paper perfectly. The kit came with two little doilies, so I used one of them here. I cut it in half and I accordion folded it so that I could get a little bit of 3-dimension to it. Also, I have right here some little dots, and right here and right here. It's a little difficult to see possibly on the video due to the pattern paper, but in person you can absolutely see them. These are the enamel dots, the mint enamel dots from Fabrica Decoro, which come with your kit. And I really very much like these a lot. They have a really nice mint look to them. They match the pattern paper and the little accents very perfectly. So that was all. Oh, I did pop this die cut up. I don't know if you can see at all, with a bit of fun foam. And to adhere the fun foam to everything, I like to use score tape. It is my adhesive of choice for fun foam adhesion and whatnot. Moving on. Again, I utilized the pattern paper. You can get I think these are the wonky wavy die cut hearts. Forgive me if I am wrong on the name. These are an add-on that you can get and add to your kit, or you could purchase these separately. I used the smallest and the medium here for the card. The vellum came with the kit, and I utilized one of the sentiments that came with the add-on, the I Love Chocolate add-on. It says chocolate is cheaper than therapy and you don't need an appointment. This is an add-on. You can, add it to your cart if you like, or you can purchase this separately. You don't have to get the kit to get the stamp set. To get this on, I did not adhere my vellum. I have a very hard time adhering vellum so that you can't see. I simply folded it around the outside, the back side of the pattern paper, and glued that down. To color the chocolate, I have a little chocolate example here. I went through my ink stash and found various inks that I thought would work. This guy is using the Altenew Rocky Shore as the lightest color, the Vintage Photo Distress ink, and the Walnut Stain Distress ink. And then I used Lawn Fawn Manatee Delicata Silver Shimmer, and then Hero Arts Silver Embossing Powder to get that. And then what I did was I had these two examples. I wrote down my little notes of what items I used, and I just kept these really close by so that anytime I wanted to stamp out a chocolate, I had close access to them. And eventually I accidentally dropped my ink pad on something that I was working with, so I just mass produced a bunch of chocolate bars and then cut them out so that I could use them wherever I wanted. And that's what this little guy is from. He's just a mass produced item that I hadn't used yet. So that was this. Moving on, another chocolate bar using, I don't quite think I used the same colors. It's looking like, oh, maybe I did use the same colors. I very much liked using the Altenew Rocky Shore as a base color. And it does look like maybe I used Vintage Photo but didn't stamp it as much as I did on this one, if you can see. But they're basically the same color. So for this card, this is pattern paper from the Pebbles pattern paper cardstock, as is this. You can see here I used more Fabrica Decoro enamel dots. Here are some of the sequins that came from the card kit. I did bump this layer up with some craft fun foam. It's fun foam from here to here. It's a very inexpensive way of doing it. Additionally, I added fun foam to the back bit of this heart, which Oh, I added fun foam, but I did not add adhesive to the back of that, so I'll be fixing that one. This is some of the twine that came with the card kit. What I did was I ran a strip from here to here of score tape, and I laid my twine on it very nice and neatly. And then the last little edge, there was a teeny stretch of score tape that could be seen. My embossing buddy didn't hide it. I tried to stamp it out. That didn't work. So then I used some Ranger Multi-Matte Medium, and I did a fine bead here and laid one last layer of twine in order to help disguise it. And I thought it gives a little country chic little bit to it. I super like it. These are some of the die cuts that came with the kit again. Here I have I stamped two chocolate bars out. This is using, this is using the Distress Ink Vintage Photo, Walnut Stain, and Ground Espresso for the chocolate portions. And then for the bottom wrapper, I used Distress Ink in Tea Dye, Delicata Golden Glitz, and then Hero Arts Gold embossing powder. I use the same embossing powder here for the sentiment, I love you more than chocolate, which is a sentiment from the additional add-on I Love Chocolate stamp set. And then this heart is also bumped up with fun foam. If you can't tell, I use a lot of fun foam. And what I did was I took the twine, the gold twine, I separated it into individual strands, little teeny strands, and I threaded some of the sequins that came with the kit so that they would jingle jangle and move a little bit, add like a flexible element to the card so that when you shook it, it moved a little. And then I adhered it on the underside with some score tape. I kind of wish that I had done a little bit more measuring. These guys are really close to the edge. In fact, I'm on one of the sequins there. I would have done a little bit more math on that one if I could redo that card. Here, I used the pattern paper, again, from the Pebbles kit. This strip of washi, of gold glitter washi, came from the kit. And then I used a, where are they? I used my Clarity brushes and some Distress Oxide inks. I used Abandoned Coral, Picked Raspberry, and Worn Lipstick. I felt that those three colors matched perfectly with this whole theme. So anytime I needed to accent with existing colors, those were my go-to colors. So I just did an ombre effect there. I die cut the word sweet, which comes with the kit. This is exclusive with the kit, the word sweet. I smushed the word sweet, the die cut, into the Delicata Golden Glitz, and then I clear embossed that to give it a shiny accent. You can see here I used the 3 hearts from the add-on heart set, and I inlaid them. So there is a heart cut out here that this heart is sitting in, the same as this. And this heart sticker, which came with the kit, is just sitting on top. I really, really loved this card a lot. I love this pattern paper. Here, I made a little bit of a mistake. And I used a different Distress ink on this one to match. I'm pretty sure I used Cracked Pistachio for the edges. This is pattern paper from the kit. This is some of the cardstock that was sent with the kit. I used fun foam to create a frame, so each little heart is a different section, so the sequins stay in their assigned slots. This small heart cutout is using this heart from the wonky thing. I had intended for this strip to be over here, and when I stuck it on, I accidentally stuck it on to the wrong side. All I can say is, at least it's even. This is one of the die cuts that come with the kit, and these are the Hearts O'Plenty from Kat Scrappiness that are also included with the kit. So it's a fun little cute shaker. I really like it a lot. This one here again, I used picked raspberry and abandoned coral distress oxide along the outside of pattern paper that came with the kit. This is a die cut that came with the kit. I probably used, yes, I used cracked pistachio, I think, for the sweet sentiment and then clear embossed that. I used the Delicata Golden Glitz to lightly dust the doily. In my photos, the doily looks dirty. In person, it has a gold shimmer. And then the Fabrica Decoro enamel dots. I went a little crazy over here, so just, you know, ignore it. But I think the card has a lot of charm to it. It is very sweet. Let's get these guys out of the way. Moving on. This was an extra card. My little chocolate gift came in this bag that said, "Love is sweet." And after I devoured my little bit of chocolate, I cut out the sentiment image from that bag and I embossed it with gold embossing powder along the edges in order to make it an element of the card. The paper, again, is from Pebbles. The hearts are from the same add-on. And of course, you know, the word sweet. And these I used deco foil and ran them through my laminator to add a little bit of shimmer. So for this card, I used the pattern paper again that was included. These little pieces of chocolate are literally just cut off right here. I just stamped the edges. I didn't do the full thing. This guy is the full thing from back when I mass produced a bunch of them. They're all just hand cut out. I don't have a scan and cut, so I didn't have the privilege of using that. This is one of the tags that was included in the kit. I used the white tag, and then there is a teeny little bit of black ink that smeared because it is shiny. It wasn't completely dry when I was done, and I just went over it with my white gel pen and just dotted it down, and you can barely even notice any of it. The letters from the tag are actually the letters from the craft tag that's also included in the kit. I wanted a bit of different color, and I used I believe the worn lipstick and the abandoned coral distress oxides for the letters. And then what I did, because they're bumped up, again, everything is elevated with fun foam, I backed the tag and the letters on some cardstock to give it a nice solid base. And this is the gold twine that's included in the kit. And these are individual gold strands that I just pulled from the twine to give it a little bit of edge. I think this might be one of my favorite cards coming up. I have two that I super duper love, and this is one of them. It says, "Chocolate doesn't ask silly questions, chocolate understands." I sort of cased this idea from one of my fellow designers who did a shaker card with vellum. That is all I can remember. I hope I didn't steal their sentiment at all. Again, this was just a little piece of chocolate, just like in these cards. And I didn't want to use fun foam. I have brown fun foam that would have worked to bump it up. What I chose to do instead was take some brown cardstock of lesser quality. Michael's Recollection brand, probably not even 80 pound, who knows. And I cut it out several times. 1 second. I cut it out several times to make the frame that I did. And what I had done was using the Kat Scrappiness Never Ending rectangle dies. I taped two together with some washi, and this was what I had cut. This is what I had cut my main piece from, and then I cut all the rest of the papers through. And I think I, in total, cut 6 pieces, and this is still holding steady and ready to go. And I never had to guesstimate anything. And then, of course, I used more of the sequins. This is the Mint Sprinkles pack, which I extended a little bit along the outsides. I really love the stars, if you can't tell. And I just love that pop of mint that it shows on the inside. Probably my second favorite card. I don't know. Maybe my first favorite card. I did a lot of inlay cardstock work. This is an idea that I had seen from Jennifer McGuire ages ago, and I've always wanted to do it and wasn't successful. And ta-da! This time I was successful in it. This is all using cardstock that comes in the kit. I just cut it at various strips and adhered it down. There were some wonky edges. I didn't have... It wouldn't have, the way I did it, without a whole lot of thought, it wouldn't have worked really well as an A2 bit. I had to cut it down. So I used the Kat Scrappiness stitched postage die set. I used the largest one and I cut it down. I ran this through my die cutting machine a lot, quite a few times. And I used some cardstock shims as well, because what I had done was I had a bit of 80-pound cardstock and a score tape sheet adhering all of these bits down. So there was a lot of thickness already. And then ultimately, most of it came up except for some of these little bumps. And using some sharp scissors, I just was able to cut along real easily. Again, this is the vellum. Both of these guys are using the vellum that came in the kit. Again, the suite from the kit. And these hearts, these little wooden hearts, also come in the kit. I think you might have seen them earlier, and I probably didn't address them. There's still a bunch of other hearts that I have, and this is probably, I don't know, which one is your favorite? Vote A or B? I don't know. I love them both. This one I'm so excited because my idea that I've always wanted to use finally worked. And last but not least, my last card is using some of the die cuts that came with the kit. My favorite paper from the pattern paper pack. Again, those wooden hearts. Just the single strands of twine from the gold twine kit and the cardstock. And it was super simple. Oh, and of course, I bumped it up with some more fun foam. So the kit ranges, the kit is about $50, just a little bit under than that. And then you've got the add-ons if you wish to add them on, which I highly suggest you do. At minimum, the I Love Chocolate sentiment set is really, really fabulous. And I love these hearts. They were a lot of fun to play with. But let me show you. I got 12 cards out of that kit. In addition to the stamps and dies that you know I'm going to have forever. Forever, forever, forever. I will always have these. This is, I think, a 6x8 stamp set, which retails at about $21. So this is half of the kit cost right here. What I have left are a bunch of wooden hearts. All of these sequins. I mean, there were a lot of sequins in the pack. Most of a roll of washi. Enough mint enamel dots to last me a lifetime. A bunch of gold hearts still, which I can utilize. I still have plenty of twine. And if you do what I do, where I separate my twine pieces, you'll have twine to last you a lifetime, basically. This is the pattern paper pack. I saved my larger chunks of pattern paper because you never know what you're going to use. But I have a lot of pattern paper left. Somewhere in the range of $5 and $8, I think this retails for. So, I mean, you're looking at a good chunk of change here that this kit covers. I have a bunch of die cuts here still. You can see my tag here. I'm not throwing it away, even though I accidentally dropped my ink pad on it, because I can still save this and just cover it up and then heat emboss it with some gold or some clear embossing powder and make it super shiny. That'll be fabulous. Additionally, with the vellum, I have some vellum left over. I still have quite a bit of cardstock left to choose from. I haven't even touched the white cardstock. You can absolutely use this cardstock as a card base. I chose not to. I chose to use my 110 Nina Solar White. So I still have a lot of cards left that I can make out of what is left. So this is a super fabulous deal. The thing that I learned was, one, maybe I am a kit girl. I never used to like kits, but I loved how everything worked together. Kat has a really great eye for color and how things work. She made me stretch my imagination. I have a bunch of wood items in my crafting area that I never ever use, and guess what? I'm totally bringing them out because I think they added so much charm to these cards. And I had a lot of fun with this. Again, I used very little of my own product, and I have a lot of product left over to make a whole bunch more cards. All right, again, my name is Hannah Rubenstall. I am from Fanciful Spaces. This video is for Kat Scrappiness, showcasing the Chocolate Lovers card kit, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.